Y'all now tuned into A Million Roses. We here with RJ, and I'm gonna let my man right here introduce himself.
Believe.
Alright, bet. Believe it or not, this is our second interview of the day. We did one already earlier in the day. The sound got messed up. I'm gonna put the blame on me for it, but yeah, so we running it again. So we're gonna try to keep it like as organic as possible for y'all, dog, man. Welcome to A Million Roses.
Yeah, appreciate you having me.
That's live, that's live. So shit, man, I just want to first get kicked off, bro. Just talk about what you got going on and just like explain to the people who you is and whatnot.
For sure. What up? It's RJ. NBA RJ. Nah, just RJ. But nah, I just dropped my single. Louisiana is going crazy right now in the city. It's on the radio. People showing mad love. So yeah.
300,000+ views.
Facts on YouTube. We just dropped the video 2 weeks ago. So yeah, that's hella good. Dark Brothers did the production for it. It was crazy. So yeah, we just pushing that right now and working on that, trying to get the city on my back as much as possible.
Right. You know it's crazy, dog, because a lot of people think you gotta be super well known and super popular within New Orleans to get to that next level.
Right.
But on the other hand, you just come from out the blue, you feel me?
Yeah,
as far as like just the average New Orleans listener.
Yeah.
And, you know, you done signed, you done got the co-sign, or signed with NBA, you messing with Fee Banks. So just talk about like what went into that and how it's like differentiates from like what everybody else think it needs to be.
Right. So yeah, that was always a problem with me trying to like fit in, I guess, because I always just been so different. I always been like experimental when it came to my music and try to reach a bigger and broader fan base. You feel me? So when it came to trying to get the city on my back with the record, I was in New York working on my album. You feel me? We was going through the beats, and we was having a discussion within. You know, me and Fee just saying like how we need to get the city on my back. So I recorded the record, did like a bunch of Louisiana references, you know what I'm saying, shit that I know people could relate to. We called Black and Mild the same week. He put the bounce over it, and it was just history after that.
Nah, no doubt, because to be honest with you, it's like you really the most, number-wise, you probably like the most popping artist from New Orleans.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But then you got artists that's in New Orleans that's like probably like within the New Orleans community that's more talked about. So was that ever like, because I know you said, I'm going to let you explain this some more, but I know you moved around. So was that ever like a big emphasis for you before like you signed and whatnot? Was it like, oh, I got to sound like I'm from New Orleans, or I got to like be like, you know, just let people know I'm from New Orleans? Or was it just like, man, I'm going to just be myself?
Right.
Just like,
yeah, from time to time I often find myself trying to like fit in, but I can't. Like I can't. Like I'm bad at fitting in. You know what I'm saying? I'm only good at doing me and doing what I love when it comes to music. So I never really let it, you know, stress me too much. But shout out to everybody who in the city doing their thing for sure.
Thanks. Nah, for sure, man. It feel like I get like from off your aura, bro, that you've been like preparing for this for like your entire life, for like these moments that's coming. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like, Fee Banks,
you
know, you singing, you rapping, you feel me? Just talk about like meeting Fee and just how you built that relationship with him. And for y'all that don't know Fee Banks, he like super well known and well respected within the music industry. He had a hand in Young Boy career, Lil Wayne career, Kevin Gates career. So you know, a lot of y'all favorite artists, he had a hand in their career. Also, he has a hand in your career. You feel me? So just talk about how y'all wound up meeting and whatnot.
For sure. Shout out Fee. So when Hurricane Katrina happened, I moved away. You know, I'm from New Orleans, from the 9th Ward.
How old were you when Hurricane Katrina?
4.
So
okay. 5, I was 4. So we moved away. So I ain't come back to New Orleans till I was 13. That's like 2014.
Right.
I ain't come back. So came to New Orleans, and I knew at that time that music, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to start taking that shit serious. So by the time...
But you had been doing like...
Yeah, I've been writing like since I was young, since I was like 7. So yeah, I was like, I knew that music was what a nigga really wanted to do, you feel me? So when I got in high school, I started like recording myself doing these freestyles, like in class type shit, you feel me? And
what high school you went to?
Shelman High.
Shelman High, straight up.
Yeah, so I used to post myself doing them videos and shit, and one of them blew, like, I think the record was called Not Enough, the shit blew out of the waters, and I was working with OBG Bang Bang at the time, it's an artist from out here, and I think Fee hit Bang about me, you know what I'm saying, and Bang came to me and was like, bro, like, Fee trying to, like, sign you. Like, I'm like, who is that? I don't know Fee, right? Because at the time, like, I didn't know, you know what I'm saying, too much about our culture because I didn't spend most of my childhood here. And then once he explained who he was to me, I'm like, oh yeah, like this is real, like it's getting real now.
How old are you at this time?
I'm 20.
20 at this time.
Yeah,
so it's like a 7-year gap from you being 13 to 20.
Facts.
And this whole time you've been working with music and whatnot.
Yeah, facts.
All right, so yeah, you can.
So by the time like I think like 2016 is when I recorded the Not Enough record and it blew like that. So Fee reached out to me and we just started working. You know what I'm saying? Building a relationship. And he tried to sign me when I was 18, but my mama wasn't having this shit, you feel me? So instead of him, like, not fucking with me just because I can't sign to him, he stayed, like, you know what I'm saying, fucking with me, helping me grow as an artist, till I was old enough to make that decision on my own.
Facts. So let's kind of jump into that 7-year period, you know, before you signed with Fee and whatnot. What was that grind like, you feel me?
Shit was a roller coaster, for real. I done lost friends, you know, like friends done passed away. Like I done gained so many friends. Like it's a fucking roller coaster. Like during that 7-year span, I lost my best friend Nicholas. And that same year, I found like what I thought was like my first love or whatever, which is why I released my first project. It was called Bay. So during that time, I'm like recording, trying to deal with my friend passing away. You know what I'm saying? I'm working with Fee got me, you know what I'm saying? Was
your friend, did he like pass away from like illness?
He took his own life.
He took his own life?
Yeah, facts.
Facts.
So during all that time, I'm just, you know, thinking about that shit, worrying about that. And at the time, moms didn't really want me out in the streets at, you know, different studios. So I'm fighting to get to different studios. It was definitely, it definitely was a struggle. But nigga just kept going. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what everything, I feel like as long as you put time and effort in that shit.
Right. Nah, for sure. But I want to kind of touch back into your friend that wound up committing suicide. And, you know, just speak enough to, you know, what you comfortable with speaking with. Mental illness is, you know, real big in the black community. Not real big in the black community, but a lot of people go through mental illness, but they don't never really deal with it. So just talk about, like, how that affected you as a person and, you know, just speak on that situation a little bit.
So, like, I met him, like, when I first came back down to New Orleans and shit like that. And for the record, he was a Caucasian. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is like my best friend. He was Caucasian. He wasn't black like me. So,
but even like I'm just saying, like black people just don't speak on it enough. Mental illness,
definitely don't speak on it. Right, shit is very important. But yeah, he just had his issues like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And I guess the more that I took off with my music, I guess the less, I don't know, cause we wasn't into the same things, but we was like best friends. You feel me? We was into different shit. But the more I started to like focus on my music, I guess the less I stopped hitting him up and us talking or whatever. And I ain't talked to him in a while, and then I just got the news, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, he just had his problems, like everybody had their problems, and I guess he just felt like that was his time. But,
right. Nah, for sure. I ain't gonna harbor too much on it. And so let's hop back into like the music aspect of things. So, you know, you're grinding through these 7 years, you're going through stuff with your girlfriend, your friend passed away. So then you finally get this call, like this dude that you don't even know, like calling to like. Before I get there though, you did during these 7-year span, you was messing with ABoogie, right?
Yeah, I was.
All right. So how old you was when you met ABoogie?
I think I was 17. As a matter of fact, I remember, like, I made a little video about him, like, of me rapping and shit about him, like, paying homage. And then he reached out to me, and then he had a show, like, that same year in New Orleans. And I was already chopping it up with Fee. I wasn't signed, but we was, like, communicating.
Right.
So Fee knew ABoogie, and he told ABoogie I was in New Orleans. And that was my first time meeting him, I met him at
a concert?
Nah, it wasn't even at the concert. It was like it was at a hotel. Like,
but did y'all already have like a relationship before that?
Nah, we never really did. Like, he reached out maybe once and was like, yo, I like your music. He told me to send him his number, and we had never really chopped it up. Like, that was just it.
Right. So was he somebody that you were like inspired by?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, yeah. The flows and the melodies and shit like that.
Right.
Like,
cause when I listen to you, it give me like Drake, ABoogie.
Yeah.
Like a mixture.
That's
of
two big influences for sure.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So you meet ABoogie, but then like the relationship goes further than that. So just you know, just kind of dive into that.
So after I met him, you know, we chopped it up, we exchanged numbers, and from there we just kind of kept in touch. But he wasn't the only person that I met. When my first time meeting him, I met his brother too, Sosa. And really throughout the years, me and Sosa was conversating like a lot. Like, not so much me and Boogie, just me and Sosa. And like during the time too of me just working and grinding and putting music out, I met him. my dog Believe, who was an artist too at the time, like coming up and shit like that. And he just so happened to be in Atlanta one day, and ABoogie was like performing at his college or some shit like that in Atlanta. And when Boogie came off stage, he walked up to him like, "Hey, like, you know who I am?" Like, he like, "Nah, who's you?" He was like, "Well, I'm RJ, brother." And then it just kind of hit him again, like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? It reminded him of the music and shit, like everything. Shit. Yeah, facts. So then from that, he was like, well, shit, I've been trying to work with RJ, get him out here, we're going to sign him. And then, yeah, I wound up just linking up with Boogie, and we just worked together for a while.
So, yeah, man, just kind of speak on, like, how ABoogie helped you out in the music department as far as, like, the influence. Because I know it's a big difference from watching somebody on the TV screen and then now you in the studio with them and watching them record. So just talk about that.
So just being under his wing and shit definitely helped me. Like, he introduced me to a lot of shit, because I felt like even if I wasn't like too worried about signing with him, like it was just exciting enough for me to actually be in this man's presence, like working with him. Like, he didn't have to do the shit that he did for me. So I wasn't too big on trying to sign. I just was happy with where I was. You feel me? But we wound up working, and he really just showed me the industry before I really, you know, hopped in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Before I signed with Feet, like, he just showed me the ins and outs of the industry and type of shit he got to go through. Like, I ain't know nothing about clearing, nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? As an artist, I thought you could drop whenever. Like, once you sign to these labels, you got to get shit cleared. That takes a process. Like, I learned how features and shit work with the artists. Like, you know what I'm saying? He taught me a lot. Introduced me to a lot more celebrities and shit like that. And I got my connections up. So now when I'm out, niggas know who I am. You see what I'm saying? Shit like that.
Nah, real talk. So, like, you take all that away from ABoogie, and then you put it into yourself. So do you feel like that made you into like a better artist?
Yeah, that shit really turned me to like a monster when it come to working, because his work ethic is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I would go to the studio maybe 3 times a week for like 4 hours, and I thought that I was putting in work. But when you sit down and you watch somebody in the studio for 24 hours, like maybe eating once or drinking once or twice and just recording, like, that shit is crazy to watch. So, yeah, New York turned me into, like, a monster in that aspect when it comes to just working and grinding.
Facts. Now, I ain't never been to New York before, like, really the East Coast at all. So, talk about, like, I don't want you to get in too much in detail, but the music, like, the East Coast, the people that's popping up there, are these the same people that's popping in the South, or is it, like, a major difference?
Nah, it's a major difference, because, you know, they got they, what they call that shit, that drill. They call it that drill. Yeah, they doing that out there. I know we not doing that. So
like
much.
The New York drill.
Yeah, they still going crazy with that, and they got a lot of fire artists doing that. You know what I'm saying? But I know a lot of people out here like listen to like RJAE and Boogie and shit like that for sure. But they got a crazy little wave over there they got right now.
Nah, the only reason I asked that because me and my brother Swerve, we was having a like argument. Cause he was like, man, ABoogie still popping, ABoogie still popping, and I'm like, fuck, I don't think he really is popping as he used to. But you know, we way down here.
Right, yeah,
like,
they got a whole different wave.
So I'm saying, like, is he? I don't even know.
Yeah,
like,
he just dropped with Roddy and shit. So
like he's still like one of those.
Yeah, they still going crazy for sure.
Nah, for sure. For sure. But nah, man. And I think that's another thing, man, that probably was like a blessing to you, even though it was like you had to move because of like a tragic event. Yeah. But by you being able to move and like meet different people, it got you expanded your mindset, like different experiences. Because like, you know, I come across like a lot of people from New Orleans, and they really don't. Like a lot of people don't leave outside of New Orleans, you feel me? So it's just like they just be stuck into what's going on in New Orleans. Yeah. So like, what your mindset was like when you coming back down here, like, you feel me? You in Tennessee, you done met all your partners, you been out there for years, you feel me? Yeah. And then like, so what happened to make y'all even move back to New Orleans?
So that shit crazy. So when I was living in Tennessee or whatever like that, I was young and shit. So my pops was like still in my life a little bit. Like he was there, but he wasn't really there. So when 2013 hit, like he was in Tennessee, like with us, fucking with us or whatever. And then he left. Like him and my moms wasn't getting along, so he just left and went to New Orleans. So I'm like, fuck, like, and at the time, that was like my best friend, like my only friend. You feel
Your
me?
pops?
Yeah, he put me hip to like the hip hop scene, like, you know what I'm saying? Cause moms, she didn't really listen to that shit. She was like more R&B, like country music. He put me on that scene, so he was like my best friend. You feel me? So when that nigga left, I'm like, Mom, like we gotta go to New Orleans.
Like you talking about as far as like your mom and dad was together.
Yeah,
then
he
split.
separated. Yeah,
And then they left.
separated. He went to.
How old you was at this time?
I was 12 or 13.
You the only child?
Nah, I got two brothers. I got an older brother and a younger brother.
Alright, so fact. So yeah, just talk about like you say he left.
Yes, and then I was like, nah, we gotta go out there. Like I told her, like I wanted to finish school out there. You feel me?
Just cause like you really wanted to get back to your pops.
That's what it really was. Facts.
So like you keep saying like when he was in your life.
Yeah.
So when you came back, talk about that a little bit.
I came back, you know, hoping that, you know, I'm here now, so there's no excuse for me not to see.
And you saying you like 13, 14?
Yeah, in fact, I was like 13, 14. But even me coming out here, like, you know, I thought that was the problem why I didn't see him, because I'm not close to him or whatever. But even I came out here and he maybe saw me like once, twice a month for like 4 months. And then after that, I just never heard from him again.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Well, so you haven't talked to your pops since then?
Nah, I don't even think he know. I don't know if he know, like, how big or successful I've gotten with this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even think he knows. So I haven't talked to him in a minute.
And look, I want to ask you a question, bro, but I don't want it to get like, you feel me? I just want to ask you, but I don't want to just harbor too much into your business.
Yeah.
How that play into your mindset, bro, to go from like, because I know what it feel like to lose a best friend, you feel me? But you lost your best friend. And then you lost your pops, who you considered your best friend.
Yeah.
And like, so like, just talk about your mindset.
My shit really be all over the place, you know what I'm saying? But I keep niggas around me that, you know, I feel like I trust and fuck with, like, so it really helped me focus. And, like, instead of taking them emotions out in places that's not healthy, I put them in, you know what I'm saying, in the booth, you know what I'm saying, in the music and shit. And really, what it does is it helps me, because, like, it's my therapy, you feel me? But also somebody else out there that might be going through the same shit, feel like they're not alone, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody like me go through the same shit, like, I ain't no different.
Right. Talk. And I feel like a question like, because like you said, that one kind of like relate to people that's probably going through the same situation.
Yeah.
And I feel like a question you probably always asking yourself is probably like, why?
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? So, so like how you say you cope with that through the music and whatnot. You feel me? So. Alright, so fuck, damn, that's a lot to take in, bro.
Yeah.
Real talk, that's a lot, you feel me? Because I couldn't even imagine, you feel me? I got my pops in my life, so I couldn't even imagine, like, going through that.
Yeah.